afternoon? Like a teacher, we try to get good afternoon. How are we liking the weather? Yay, it's just not getting any hotter, not getting any warmer, but it's just beautiful. I love interaction. It's like we haven't seen each other in a while, right? It's like, oh, I see that person, so it's so great. And it's so funny, I think somebody accidentally took my name tag. I can't find my name tag, so if you see it somewhere, let me know where it is, okay? You all know who I am? Well, I'll introduce myself. My name is Tanya Rogers with Channel 5, and I also do news for Fox 29. I'm on the morning shift now, because I've had some people ask about the people that I work with. I don't get to see Steve Weagle or Honey Rodriguez as often, or Shanny Kate, or Michael Williams, but I work the morning shift up at 3 this morning. So if I start snoring, I need for you to wake me up, okay? But this is going to be a great event, so there'll be no snoring. I would like to welcome everyone to the second annual Housing Heroes Awards. The Housing Leadership Council has been very busy this past year. You're going to get an update, as well as a time that we can recognize this year's honorees. I would like to invite Julia Dottolo, CEO of Career Source, HLC board member and Navy veteran, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If everybody would please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I would like to take this time to recognize dignitaries that we have in the room. If you can kind of stand and just give us that quick wave so we can see that you're here. Florida House Representative David Silvers. He's waving as he's walking. That's right. State Senator Lori Berman. Mayor Keith James. Mayor Betty Resch, City of Lake Worth Beach. I love when we hear applause like, yeah, see my wave, Tanya? Vice Mayor Maria Marino. Commissioner Mac Bernard. Commissioner Greg Weiss. Commissioner Sarah Malega. Commissioner Kathleen Ward. Commissioner Shalonda Warren. Commissioner Christy Fox. Commissioner Joseph Peduzzi. Commissioner Christina Lambert. Councilwoman Selena Semillos. Okay, obviously if they're all here, this is a place to be right now, right? Are there any other elected officials, dignitaries that I have missed that are in the room? Oh, way back there? Thank you all. I can't forget my buddy, Bobby Powell. Thank you, Bobby Powell, for being here. Anyone else? You got everybody? I would also like to acknowledge any elected positions that you're running for. You can kind of wave. We'd also like to have the HLC board to stand and be recognized. HLC board, stand and be recognized. Any HLC committee, including the Housing Steering Committee, please stand. And we would also like to thank the sponsors with a special thank you, the diamond sponsor, JP Morgan Chase. We're going to keep clapping, folks. The gold sponsors, Bank United and Florida Power Light. And the silver sponsors, let me take a big breath. Bank of America, Broward, Palm Beaches, and St. Lucie Realtors, Business Development, Florida, Palm Beach County. You can yell, it's okay. City National Bank, East Wind Development, LLC, Economic Council of Palm Beach County, Pulte Family Charitable Foundation, Raymond James Affordable Housing Investments, Riviera Beach CRA, and TD Bank. And we'd also like to thank the bronze sponsors and the Housing reigning champ. So round of applause for everybody. Now I would like to invite Suzanne Cabrera to come up to the podium.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're so thrilled to be back here for our second annual Housing Heroes Award Luncheons. And I'm telling you, the nominations were so inspiring this year that I think we're going to be adding another category. It was just so hard to make a decision with so many outstanding candidates. And a group of them kind of went off to themselves, we decided. So stay tuned for next year. We've had many exciting updates this past year, including the release of our housing equity assessment on November 1st. And that will provide important insights and benchmarks for our housing plan implementation. And do things like heirs property rights. I know Legal Aid is working on that. I'm sitting with them at the table, and Latanya Gonzalez from Freddie Mac is also helping that effort. So we're really excited about moving that forward. You can find all our studies and assessments through our website, or there's the QR code in your book that will take you right there, and you can find all this information. And we can't do this work alone, and we have so many important partners in our work. And one of them is today's sponsor, JPMorgan Chase. Their Vice President of Nonprofit Engagement in the Southeast, Shakuria Brown, is with us today. But my relationship with Shakuria started many years ago in her previous position as Executive Director of the South Florida Community Development Coalition. They offered a capacity building training for their professionals, and actually JPMorgan Chase gave us money, but they said, if you're gonna get this money, we're gonna train you by the best, so you can be the best professionals and do the best implementation. And I have told them it brought me to the next level in so many ways. And I can't thank them enough. And for funders out there, that's the way to give some money. Give the money and then also provide that professional enhancement so we can make sure that we're spending the money as you see fit. And I think that is an important focus of it, their capacity building and all the wonderful things they've done. So if Shakuria could come up. She represents our diamond sponsor, JPMorgan Chase, and we are thrilled to have her.
Thank you, Suzanne. All right, well, good afternoon, everyone. As Suzanne mentioned, my name is Shakuria Brown, and I have the privilege of serving as the Southeast Vice President of Community Engagement for JPMorgan Chase Corporate Responsibility. I bring greetings on behalf of our firm and the more than 3,000 JPMorgan Chase employees that call South Florida home. At JPMorgan Chase, our business is only as strong as the communities we serve and the economies we support. And we are absolutely proud to be here to support Housing Leadership Council of Palm Beach's second annual Housing Heroes Luncheon today. As longstanding partners, we want to thank Suzanne, Leslie, and the entire council for their advocacy, their leadership, and their work to bring public, private, and community-based organizations together, not only to advance housing solutions, but also to recognize the work of the leaders in Palm Beach County, and many of you are here today. Congratulations to the individuals, the organizations, and the local governments who are recognized today for your commitment, not only to addressing the growing housing crisis in our community through your advocacy, but also through your housing developments and your policy solutions. We all know that housing is so much more than shelter or a place where people reside. Safe, quality housing that people can afford, regardless of your income, whether it's purchased, whether it's rented, is foundational for strong communities, inclusive economic growth, and expanding opportunities. Opportunities such as accessing good paying jobs, growing small businesses, or simply helping people meet their financial goals. As part of our strategy to combat the housing affordability crisis, JPMorgan Chase is providing not only financing for rental housing creation and preservation through our community development team, which is here today, we're also supporting policy through the JPMorgan Chase Policy Center, and we're backing innovative and scalable housing solutions through our corporate responsibility team. Through our home lending business, we've taken a local approach in communities that have faced historical barriers to home ownership by providing greater access to home loan financing and enhancing our products to expand access to credit, including increasing the Chase Home Buyer Grant in select markets. We know that housing solutions are local, and as Suzanne just mentioned, we've been investing locally for a long time here in South Florida. In recent years, JPMorgan Chase has supported local community partners right here in Palm Beach, leading efforts to strengthen a collaborative of community land trusts. We've worked to increase resident engagement in local planning, expand climate resilient housing, and most recently address the heirs property owner title issues. We look forward to continue working alongside housing leaders in Palm Beach County to advance affordable housing solutions and home ownership solutions. So once again, congratulations again to all of today's honorees. I now have the pleasure of introducing Mr. Jack Ware. He has a very extensive bio that I am not going to read in full, but I do want to make note that he currently serves as the chair of the board of directors for the Housing Leadership Council of Palm Beach County. He's also the chair of the Housing Policy Subcommittee of the Economic Council, a member of the Palm Beach County Workforce Housing Steering Committee, and was previously the West Palm Beach Affordable Housing Board on the Advisory Committee. So please help me welcome Jack to the podium. Thank you again.
Thank you, Shakira, and it's great to see this crowd here. Welcome to the second annual Housing Heroes Luncheon of the Housing Leadership Council. Before I get started with the progress report, I'd like to give special thank yous to WPTV, our media partner, thank you, Tanya, and then also Tom McNicholas and Associates, especially Tom, Amber Statler, Greg Brostowitz, and Brittany Bearden. I'd also like to thank 3 of our board members who played an especially crucial role in planning for this event, Kate Kottner, Mary Lou Bedford, and Tim Wheat. And then finally, the staff for their work not only on this event, but throughout the year, Suzanne, Leslie Mandel, and Araldo Gawley. So if we could give them a round of applause, thank you. So we have made considerable progress in the last year, and I'd like to focus on actions in a couple specific areas. So the first is the rollout of the housing bonds, which were approved by the voter in November 2022. So the program is out of the starting gate. 3 requests for proposals were issued earlier this year, one for workforce rental, one for affordable rental, and one for sale housing. Multiple responses were received. And yesterday, I'm pleased to report that the Board of County Commissioners approved the first applications for referral to the credit underwriter. So they were conceptually approved. Thank you. There was a spirited and lengthy discussion at the Board of County Commission meeting yesterday, and a couple things came out of that. One is that we reiterated, or it was reiterated, that the purpose of the program is gap financing. It is intended to leverage other sources of public and private financing so that we can maximize the number of units that are produced with a given amount of housing bond proceeds. The other is that it will be rolled out over a period of time. This is going to be a phased rollout over several years. Not all the bond money will be used at once. So with that in mind, there'll be another meeting to review further applications in early June, but the good news is the program is rolling. The second is the Housing for All plan. So the housing plan was unanimously approved by the Board of County Commissioners for a resolution of endorsement and support in January. So in addition to the Housing Leadership Council staff, the county staff, and Commissioner Bernard, I wanted to acknowledge the efforts of 2 people without which this would not have occurred, and that's Skip Miller, who is the chairman of the Housing Steering Committee, and Michelle Jacobs, the CEO of the Economic Council. As many of you know, the plan has 4 major elements: funding and financing. The housing bond is a lead element, but not the only one. Planning and regulatory reform, neighborhood revitalization, and racial equity. So we're now in the implementation stage of the housing plan, and there are several different aspects of it. One of them is engaging with municipalities to help them achieve their housing goals or identify and address obstacles that are inhibiting the production of workforce and affordable housing, whether it's a comprehensive plan issue, a zoning issue, or some other practice. The second is we'll be working with the county on both planning and regulatory issues and refining its workforce housing program to facilitate more production. The third thing is we're going to be working on launching a philanthropic initiative to bolster the development capacity of the nonprofits in our community and promote homeownership in historically disinvested neighborhoods. We will be working with the Community Foundation, a longtime backer of the Housing Leadership Council, and hope to have more on this later this year. And then finally, we're going to be keeping score and monitoring program results and effectiveness. Those of you who are sports fans understand the role that data analytics now play in professional sports. So this leads me to our next speaker, Christina Romulus. The housing plan sets the ambitious goal of 20,000 new or preserved workforce and affordable housing units over a 10-year period in the county, which equates to 2,000 per year. That's not where we are as we come out of the starting gate. And I can tell you there are a considerable number of skeptics that say, you'll never get there. So our goal over the next decade is to prove them wrong. We know a $200 million bond issue, which equates to 10,000 per unit, isn't enough to get the job done alone, which is where all the other elements of the housing plan come in. So we've started with a baseline of the housing performance of the county and 15 of the largest municipalities within the county for 2023. There are 39 municipalities, but close to 90% of the population of the counties within the largest 15. Ms. Romulus is a graduate of the University of Miami. She previously served as vice mayor and city commissioner of the city of Boynton Beach, having been first elected to that position at the ripe old age of 27. And among other responsibilities, presently works as a consultant to the Housing Leadership Council. Please welcome Ms. Christina Romulus. Thank you.
This would be a great time for some intro music, but for right now, you'll just have to deal with my voice. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Christina Romulus. Many of you know me as the former commissioner for the city of Boynton Beach. It is an honor for me to stand before you this afternoon to present our baseline data for the research that has been being done. Please note that this information is for the year of 2023. This is actually even prior to the implementation of the housing bond dollars that are, as of yesterday, being put into consideration by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County. So it's an honor and a pleasure to share this data with all of you, and I hope you'll see the progress that is being made on behalf of Palm Beach County. So, starting with the number of affordable and workforce housing units that were completed in 2023, we can see that West Palm Beach, of course, is leading the charge here. And they are, go for it. I love the friendly competition. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. So West Palm Beach is leading the charge here with about 300 units that came online in 2023. And we see others such as Riviera Beach, along with Delray and Lake Worth also. Yes, yes. So these are units that were, again, completed, received certificates of occupancy, and residents were able to move in. Now moving on to the units that were under construction in 2023 for workforce and affordable housing units. So here we see, these are units that were shovels hit the ground, payloads were being delivered, all of that. So we are excited to see that these are units that are being constructed and probably have already come online within 2024 or are very quickly coming online. So we're very proud to see that. I'll also take a personal point of privilege for the city of Boynton Beach, where I served, and we know that a lot of the work that we put in is what we're seeing here. And now moving on to our last category of units that were in pre-development. And this is where we can get excited here, and I think we can give a round of applause for this. Go for it, go. So this slide shows us our units that are in pre-development. So these are units that and thank you to our hardworking electeds who are putting these units into approval. They are also our planning and development staff, our planning and zoning staff who are working so hard. And of course, the developers, and this includes our for-profit developers, our nonprofit developers, our housing authorities, so many entities that are working together to really put all this data together and so that we can see what's happening here real time in 2023. And so you can actually see a full scope of everything in terms of what's been completed, what's under construction, what's in pre-development. And just to clarify, pre-development simply means that these are developments that have received site plan approval. They may have other steps to go through, but they have reached, for those in the development world, know as one of the hardest bars to reach when it comes to putting development into reality. So this is where we are, and now to really put it all into perspective, you can see this is what we've done in 2023. So we had over 400 units completed, over 400 units under construction, and again, what we can all be excited about is over 1,000 units in pre-development, meaning that these units will now be coming online within this year and upcoming years. So we are excited to see these numbers. This shows us the forward trajectory of where we're going and our goal here as a county. The fact that we're all here today for this luncheon is to celebrate this fact that we are moving in the right direction, and I think the numbers speak for themselves. With that, I also have a narrative report that documents each and every single piece of data that you're seeing in these graphs. I know the pretty colors are nice, but if you're a detail-oriented person like me, feel free to use this. You can find the QR code in your programs. This is the baseline data report. You'll find the QR codes in your programs, and you can download that, and you can read all through that to see exactly the numbers for each municipality. And again, we want to thank all the municipalities, all the planning and zoning departments, all of the housing authorities, nonprofit developers, for-profit developers, everybody who took a part in submitting their data so that we can be able to create this baseline. So our goal moving forward from 2023 on is to track this data over a year-by-year basis so that we can see our path and our movement. Thank you all so much for taking the time to listen to me geek out about the numbers, and please enjoy your lunch.
So it's funny when she was doing that how some of you were getting so excited. So I'm going to give you a chance. Let me say the cities and you do your woo-woo stuff. Palm Beach Gardens. I shop in Palm Beach Gardens. Come on, we can do better. Palm Beach, thank you. Thank you. Riviera Beach. Lake Worth Beach. So we're going to have to do the, okay, West Palm Beach. Looks like West Palm's doing well. Boynton Beach. What? That kind of trailed off there. Royal Palm Beach. Okay, we got a few. Boca Raton. Any Boca Raton? Nice. And the Glades? Okay, we'll root from. Yay. Okay, good job. Well, we're going to start with Delray. I'm sorry, I forgot Delray. Delray Beach. Thank you for reminding me. I started writing them all down. I can't believe I forgot Delray. I'm going to have to just make an effort to go there and do a story, Delray, right? All right, the presentation of the Housing Award. This first award today, it recognizes an individual who has demonstrated outstanding leadership, commitment, and effectiveness in solving the housing crisis in his or her municipality while making solutions a top priority. For the presentation of this award, it's only fitting that we ask Commissioner Mac Bernard, he was last year's winner, to present this year's winner. So let's welcome Commissioner to the podium.
Now, Tanya gave a shout out to all these cities. Can you like yell out if you're like just for Palm Beach County? It is an honor today to serve as this year's honorary chair of the second annual Housing Hero Luncheon. As Jack Weir mentioned, yesterday we had a Board of County Commissioners meeting, and I want to just give you a quick update from that meeting. In November of 2022, Palm Beach County residents passed a historic $200 million bond referendum aimed at creating new workforce and affordable housing. Through a competitive process, 3 bond-funded projects were conceptually approved at yesterday's meeting. And additional projects were approved through the county other funding sources. The bond projects included the Lake Worth Beach Scattered Site Project in Lake Worth Beach, Calusa Point 2 in the city of Belle Glade, the residences at Marina Village located in Revere Beach, and other projects recommended for funding including the One North Lake project in Pahokee and the Westgate Terrace project in the Westgate CRA. Projects were leveraged with county funding sources totaling over $25 million, and the total project costs are over $153 million. The housing projects approved at the board meeting by Mayor Sachs, Vice Mayor Marino, Commissioners Barnett, Baxter, Weiss, and myself will result in over 440 new workforce and affordable housing units in Palm Beach County. Now, for the real reason why I'm here, since he's been elected mayor in 2019, Mayor James has been working with city commissioners to create incentives for developers to build workforce and affordable housing for government employees like teachers and first responders. These efforts have led to the completion of the first new affordable downtown apartment project in more than 30 years, as well as securing 30 years. As well as securing several other projects currently under construction. Mayor James had a goal, and he surpassed that goal of creating more than 600 affordable and workforce housing units during his first term of office. Mayor James is proud to share that they have over 450 additional units in various stages of the pre-development process. Mayor James believes that public-private partnerships continue to be an important part in his vision for the continued growth of the city of West Palm Beach in addressing the workforce and affordable housing for the residents of West Palm Beach. Please join me in recognizing the 2024 Housing Hero Award to the mayor of the city of West Palm Beach, Keith James.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm gonna be like Tanya. Man, y'all gotta show some energy. You had your food. You're not going to sleep yet, are you? Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you, Commissioner Bernard, for that kind welcome and introduction. I am indeed humbled and overwhelmed with gratitude to have been selected to receive this year's Housing Hero Award. Thank you to the Housing Leadership Council of Palm Beach County for this honor, and to all of you for sharing this occasion with me this afternoon. Throughout my entire public service career, 13 plus years, I've strived to make headway rather than make headlines. As mayor of the city of West Palm Beach, I work hard each and every day to make our city a community of opportunity for all. This particular award means so much to me. It acknowledges the hard work and dedication that I put into my public service. I come from humble beginnings. I know from my own life experience the hard road and challenges that so many face. That is why I'm pleased that my efforts on this public service journey resonate with others. However, this award is not just a reflection of my efforts, but is also due to the hard work and dedication of so many others who have supported my vision along the way. I would like to thank our city commissioners, Commission President Kathleen Ward, Commissioner Shalonda Warren, Commissioner Christy Fox, Commissioner Joe Peduzzi, and Commissioner Christina Lambert. City Administrator Faye Johnson, Assistant City Administrator Armando Fana, Director of Housing and Community Development Jennifer Ferriol, Development Services Director Rick Green, Community Redevelopment Executive Director Chris Frug, and City Attorneys Kimberly Rothenberg and Nancy Urchet. Indeed, the accomplishments that led to this award are truly a team effort. Of course, I would also like to express my gratitude to my lovely wife, Lorna, for her love and support throughout this journey. Yeah, y'all can clap for that too. As mayor of West Palm Beach, I have seen the struggles of so many of our residents. It is because of those residents that I've been so passionate about creating a community where no boy, girl, man, or woman, regardless of their race, religion, ethnicity, sexual preference, or gender, is left behind. Every day, I work to shape a city that incubates and attracts economic growth, elevates the quality of life, and amplifies opportunities for all to fulfill their potential and realize their dreams. However, despite the transformative growth in our city, housing affordability remains a top need. You know, we often get caught up in the numbers, but we must never lose sight of the fact that each unit of affordable housing positively affects the situation of an individual or a family. In short, by creating units of workforce housing, we are indeed transforming lives. Since being elected mayor, as you've heard, I have been quite intentional about increasing the number of affordable workforce housing units in West Palm Beach. In 2020, I announced the launch of the 303 initiative with the goal of creating 300 affordable workforce housing units in our city during my first term as mayor. In short order, we surpassed that goal, and I increased the goal to 500 units within 3 years. And at my 2022 State of the City address, I announced a new goal of creating 600 units of affordable workforce housing by the end of my first term. I'm proud of the fact that by the end of my first term in 2023, we had surpassed that 600 housing unit goal, and we have not stopped there. Now, I know many of you are asking how we accomplished this ambitious task. Well, for starters, we continue to prioritize and facilitate public-private partnerships. Secondly, we implemented comprehensive housing strategies, which included implementing flexible development regulations such as density bonuses and increased building capacity, adopting land development policies that reduce regulatory challenges, providing loans and grants to leverage private and other public investment, providing fee reductions and waivers of development fees, making available the use of city-owned vacant lots, and making available programs such as down payment homeownership assistance. Ladies and gentlemen, the future economic health of our city is heavily dependent on maintaining a stable and competitive workforce for our businesses and industries. This means we need to identify and build a diverse range of housing options located near jobs and transportation and transit. Today, Many of our local employers, including our schools, hospitals, our own police and fire departments, hotels, restaurants, and small businesses, have employees that live too far from the workplace. So today, despite what we have accomplished, I'm challenging my team at the city to do even more. So today, let me announce my new goal. It is my goal that by the end of my current and last term as mayor of West Palm Beach, that the city of West Palm Beach will have completed or have under development at least 1,400 units of affordable or workforce housing. When we accomplish this goal, and I'm confident that we will, it will be the largest production of affordable or workforce housing units under any mayor in this city's history. In closing, I am grateful to be thought of as worthy of the Housing Hero Award. I'm truly humbled and honored. Thank you so much for this prestigious award. Good afternoon, and God bless each and every one of you, and God bless the great city of West Palm Beach. Thank you.
We almost forgot to give him the award. Thank you so much, and thank you for that goal. It's really inspiring. Here we go.
Taking pictures somewhere?
Down here? I will put the bag down.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Amazing.
If we could have another round of applause for the mayor. Congratulations, Mayor. All right, the next award is For-Profit Developer Award. This award recognizes a private for-profit organization that's been instrumental in developing one or more successful workforce affordable housing developments. This award recipient is not only a developer, but also an advocate in helping in the efforts to improve the region's quality of life through workforce affordable housing initiatives. That will be between January of 2023 and March of 2024. Nominees for the For-Profit Developer Award are Affiliated Development, Landmark Development Companies, and Pulte Homes. Kate Kottner, if you can come up to the stage, she's from FPL, she's going to present the award.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are y'all feeling? Let's give everyone a round of applause again. Thank you, Mayor, for everything you've done. So at Florida Power and Light, we are committed to providing reliable power at the lowest cost possible. And this is intentional. We're constantly looking forward and thinking about the future. How can we make sure that we generate power at that lowest cost possible? And really, we're always looking ahead and investing in the future. And that includes with our community engagement, which I happen to be privileged enough to oversee this particular area, where we're focused on the power to care, on the power to educate, and the power to innovate. We're always looking forward to how we can meet the future needs of our communities and our customers to make sure that we're providing and being a part of making sure the communities are the best places to live, work, play, and raise a family. This organization, the Housing Leadership Council of Palm Beach County, and all of the nominees here today, you all share this vision of making sure our communities are just the best places to live, work, and play, and that includes housing. Housing is an essential part of a community and of a society. We all must be a part of the solution. And so now, please help me congratulate the 2024 For-Profit Developer Award to Affiliated Development.
Good afternoon. My name is Jeff Burns. This is my partner, Nick Rojo. We own Affiliated Development, and we're incredibly humbled to be given this award. We look out here and we see a bunch of friends, you know, a bunch of people that we've worked really, really hard with over the years to help make a difference in housing. A lot of what we do is not cookie cutter, you know. Our strategy with workforce housing takes a lot of creativity, a lot of the outside of the box thinking. And when I look around, I log a lot of hours spent with many of you trying to come up with a solution to do something really special. And it's important for us that we build housing that isn't ordinary. We raise the bar. You know, the workforce deserves the best quality of housing that we can provide and truly impacting their lifestyle for the better. We strive to do that, and we thank everybody in this room for helping us get there, and I'll turn it over to Nick.
Well said, Jeff. I'll just say development is a team sport, and we have a lot of teammates here, especially to see the city of West Palm Beach, Boynton Beach, Palm Beach County. I want to thank all you guys for being Lake Worth Beach, of course. See you guys back there. Sorry. We've done 2 projects with Lake Worth. I just want to thank you guys for your support and helping us get to the finish line, and we look forward to doing more. Thank you.
We can congratulate them one more time. It's so funny. Is it Nick? Nick? They get hostile out here if you don't say their city. Yeah, you can't miss them. This next award is Not-for-Profit Developer. This award recognizes a developer who's been a leader in creating or supporting affordable or workforce housing with a track record of navigating the challenging development industry while implementing housing-related programs, educational, or mentorship. The awardee should have a proven capacity as a trusted steward of public charitable funding. The nominees for the Not-for-Profit Developer Award are Delray Beach Community Land Trust, Habitat for Humanity, Neighborhood Renaissance, and Riviera Beach Community Development Corporation. I'd like to have Tiffany Peralta, Assistant Vice President from Bank United, to come on up to the podium to make the next presentation.
Thank you. It is such an honor to be here. This is actually my first year attending, so I'm really excited. We're also sponsoring the event. Just really an honor to be able to present this award. Can we get another round of applause for all of the nominees? I'm gonna cut right to it. This year's winner for the Not-for-Profit Developer of the Year award goes to Habitat for Humanity.
Oh my gosh, I'm shaking. This is so exciting. I am so thankful for everybody. The support that we have from Palm Beach County, from every municipality that we work with, we can't do it without them. Habitat for Humanity brings people together to build homes, communities, and hope. And it's because of all the support that we have that we're even able to do that. The hope is the most important part because it's hope for a future. It's hope for every essential community member who wants to own a home and stay right here in Palm Beach County, that we're doing this. We're doing it for every single one of them. They shouldn't have to move away from this amazing county to have a future. They should be able to have a future right here in Palm Beach County, and all the support that we have from every single municipality. Most of them are here. Bank of America, we have Valley Bank. We have so many people that are here that support us financially, support us with land, support us with volunteer hours. We cannot do it without you. I want to introduce Kevin Elwell. He's the chairman of our board to say a few words.
I don't know who to blame, but y'all gave an accountant the mic, so someone's in trouble for that. I see so many familiar faces here, and this is just a fun thing to do. Raise your hand if you've been part of a Habitat for Humanity of Greater Palm Beach County, whether you've built, helped donate, a city. Look at all the people out there. Thank y'all very much. Because without y'all, we can't do the work that we do. On behalf of the staff, the board, and most importantly, the families and the communities that we serve, thank y'all for this award. Thank you for all that you do to help continue to make Palm Beach County a better place to live, work, and play for everyone, as the good mayor said. Thank y'all again. We look forward. We got a lot of work to do. Am I right? So we're going to roll our sleeves up and get their hands dirty pretty soon. So thank y'all very much, and have a great rest of your day.
It's like while they're taking pictures, you're trying to like stuff your face real quick, right? Get the dessert in. Congratulations to them. If we could have another round of applause for Habitat for Humanity. Now it's time for the Housing Impact Award. This award recognizes an individual or organization demonstrates an outstanding commitment, effectiveness, or creativity in meeting housing-related needs through one or more projects or specific programs over an extended period of time or a career. Nominees for the Housing Impact Award are David Brandt, Delray Beach Housing Authority and Delray Housing Group, Joan Oliva, Claire Raleigh, We Are Home Housing Legacy Project, and West Palm Beach Housing Authority. Tim Wheat, partner at Pinnacle, will present the next award.
Good afternoon. What an enthusiastic crowd. I'm on the Housing Leadership Council board, and I just want to convey on behalf of the board, and particularly in the nominating committee, you have no idea how hard all these decisions were, because while you hear Mayor James and Commissioner Bernard and all of us here on the HLC talk about all the units that need to be created, there are so many people in this room that have been toiling away for so many years, working so hard to create affordable housing and workforce housing in our communities. So let's have a round of applause for that. All of you today are making a true housing impact. And this award, I think, Suzanne, I don't want to steal your thunder, but when you talked about perhaps having another category, I think this is the category we realized we needed more than one category, because not only are these legacy organizations, these are also legacy people who have planted their flag in creating affordable and workforce housing in our communities, and all of them should be honored today. But unfortunately, there can only be one winner. And the winner is, in the Housing Impact Award category, the We Are Home Legacy Housing Project.
Well, Ame and I, from Pulte, I'm from the Delray Beach CDC. My name's Allie Levin, and we both looked at each other because we didn't prepare anything. Because we were nominated with so many amazing organizations, we didn't know that we'd be up here. But thank you very much, and we're humbled. And just really quick, what the We Are Home project is, because it doesn't really explain anything beyond it, but trying to solve the problem of home ownership. As you know, in Palm Beach County, a big constraint is land. And so what we started doing is working with the families in our communities to collect information on legacy land that families had been passing down generation to generation. and worked with those individuals and families. And if they couldn't get approved for a mortgage themselves, then we would help them deed that property down to someone in their family, a nephew, a grandson, someone else that could get pre-approved for a mortgage. And that land can then still stay in the family. And then we help build the homes, the single-family homes on that legacy land. And so we partnered with Pulte Homes as the builder and Palm Beach County Workforce Housing Program. So this was a perfect example of a public, private, and nonprofit partnership of all of us coming together to make this happen. And we're going to continue this moving forward. We already have a huge waiting list, and we want to roll it out to the rest of Palm Beach County as well. Ame, do you want to say anything?
Now, I just echo what Allie said. I mean, Pulte's very proud to be part of this. It truly was a collaboration, and it exemplifies what we try to do is in terms of thinking out of the box to help provide solutions to the workforce housing needs here in Palm Beach County.
Oh my God, I am so happy. I'm Yvonne, and I'm the president of Delray Beach CDC, and we've been around since 1992. This is our first award ever. Oh my God. And I cannot give enough credit to Allie, I'm telling you. You know, I'm a Baptist preacher's daughter. And the Lord always provide someone to carry on the project. Thank you for this. I didn't think we had a chance when I saw all those people. And I really thank you so much, and thank you all for partnering. It's an excellent idea, and we personally know all those families, and we want them to stay in Delray Beach. Thank you so much.
Stay up here for pictures. I want to stand next to you and your energy. Ready?
Oh my God.
Congratulations.
I had to hug the Baptist preacher's daughter, because that's Coco Gauff's grandmother, okay? I was like, I was looking at her, I'm like, I think I know her, and I've done a story with her. Isn't that great? Coco Gauff, love Coco Gauff. All right, can we give a congratulations to all the winners today? But everybody working together, I think it's excellent. I'm going to invite to the stage Tammy Haylock-Moore, Managing Director for J.P. Morgan Chase, to introduce today's keynote speaker.
Good afternoon, everyone, and it's great to see so many familiar faces here this afternoon, and welcome everyone and distinguished guests. Today, I have the distinct honor and privilege of introducing our keynote speaker, Mr. Jonathan Wolf, founder and CEO of Wendover Housing Partners, and a very personal friend of mine. Jonathan is a visionary at the forefront of revolutionizing the landscape of affordable housing, laying the path for generations to come. I know this firsthand, as I've had the privilege of working alongside Jonathan for many years, and most recently on Catchlight Crossings, which once developed will bring over 1,000 units of affordable and much needed workforce housing within the Orlando community. Wendover Housing Partners embodies innovation, determination, and profound commitment to addressing one of society's most pressing challenges of our time, and that is to provide quality and affordable housing for all. In a world where affordable housing often feels like a dream, Wendover dares to envision a reality where it's not only achievable, but sustainable and enriching. Their approach isn't just about building structures or building shelters. It's more about creating communities, fostering belonging, and nurturing hope. A vision and approach that I'm sure everyone in this room could share. It has been a privilege working alongside Jonathan and his well-established team of dedicated team members, and to rebuild and modernize communities across Florida for our residents. Together, we strive to create a world where affordable housing isn't just a dream, it's a reality for all. Please join us in welcoming Jonathan.
So much. Good afternoon. Tammy, thank you for that generous introduction. I'm greatly humbled and I'm greatly honored to be here with you in this just wonderful event. Jack, Leslie, Suzanne, it's great to see you and great to see this luncheon back for its second year. And a big thanks to you and the whole housing leadership team. And speaking of housing leaders, it's wonderful to see the West Palm Mayor, Keith James, delivering 600 units of affordable workforce housing. That would be a feat anywhere in the country. But doing it in West Palm Beach, there haven't been new affordable downtown apartments in over 3 decades. So congratulations to you. And so we may need to upgrade Housing Hero to Housing Miracle Worker. Well, whether heroic or miraculous, it will make a difference for the workers who find dignified housing here. Much as the progress deserves to be saluted, I know that recognition isn't what drives anyone's passion in this room. It's really about the recognition like this, because the lives that each one of you enrich every day because of the work that you put in every day. It's seeing hardworking Floridians use what we've built to write their own next chapter. Wanted to start with a fun fact. 61 years ago today, most of us weren't around then, the very first James Bond film premiered. I don't know if anybody knows what that one was. But the movie, it was Dr. No. Dr. No. And I think it's fitting that on the birthday of Dr. No, we're celebrating people who basically have a doctorate in getting to yes. Now, earning those doctorates is more than just going to school and a few hours of study. So whether it's Orange County or West Palm Beach County, our region presents unique hurdles. Some of the country's most rent-burdened communities and vast unmet needs for affordable workforce housing reside right here. Now, for all my focus on dignified housing, it wasn't always the case. I started off not in housing, but in finance, and Tammy was along Chase years ago. But what I realized, what drove me, was really building communities and connections between communities so that families wouldn't just have 4 walls, not just a roof, but access to the services that they need to enjoy what everyone deserves: comfort, convenience, dignity. We all know the deep-rooted complex challenges that stand in the way. Now, it's easy to bemoan the false starts and hurdles and do what's called admiring the problem. So many people stand around on affordable and workforce housing and they talk about the problem. We call it admiring the problem. I started Wendover to solve the problem, to use housing to bring people close to their needs and to one another. And that's why I'm so excited about Catchlight Crossings in Orlando, next to the Orange County Convention Center, which is a region that has over 100,000 service workers within a 5-mile radius and not 1 unit of affordable or workforce housing. 100,000 people, not 1 unit of affordable housing. Let me show you a quick video about this community. or not.
We believe access to housing is a right, a human right, something meant for all. For the young and the young at heart, for the dreamers and believers, for those working hard today and those striving for a better tomorrow. So we've done something different. We've shaken hands and drawn up plans and created something that will change housing for these Orange County acres. Welcome home to Catchlight Crossings. Creatively centered, mindfully made, intently inclusive. Our community is a modern take on a miniature city. 20 acres in the heart of Orlando's tourist corridor, gratefully donated by Universal and developed by Wendover Housing Partners. 1,000 affordable apartment homes throughout 9 buildings. A true destination, opening doors to a world of possibilities. Here, individuals and young families have a chance to commute easily and live comfortably. We've designed each apartment to be a home, tailor-made for real-life living. For mornings on the move, to movies and munchies, for first dates to first steps, for sleeping over or just sleeping in. Manicured grounds and landscaped walkways lead to thoughtful amenities and countless facilities. Here, we're going beyond the norm to set a new standard for affordable living with spaces to work and spaces to play, spaces to learn and spaces to grow, space to cook, to create, to care, space to entertain, and space to simply just be. Here, we'll inspire, we'll support, we'll empower residents to thrive, where Orlando moves forward. Catchlight Crossings.
It's an audacious endeavor, and it's the largest single source affordable workforce housing community in progress in the United States today. But more importantly, we stopped after we got the initial go-ahead to move forward. And we asked ourselves, yes, we need a rooftop, but what else do we need to do? And that started us along a journey to say, think about a day in the life of our resident. From the time that the resident wakes up to the time that they put their head back on the pillow, what's affecting their life in addition to having a safe, affordable home? So we started off and said, you know, a mother won't have to choose between getting to her job at Universal or any other community workplace or dropping her child off at preschool. So we partnered up with the Bezos Academy, the foundation, to bring a Montessori preschool on site. So instead of having to think about $1,000 a month, we said, we'll build the preschool. If the child is sick, what happens? It's a day off from work. Father can't bring the child in, can't continue studies. So we went out and we found a federally qualified health center. And we said, join us, come on site, we'll build the facility for you, you staff that. So if a child is sick, parents can drop off the child before going to work, take care of the child. And the other component is they won't have to miss that computer science class that they were taking at the University of Central Florida, because we went to the university and said, we'll build you classrooms on site and you staff it, and you can do continuing education, teaching English as a second language, doing certificate courses. So parents can come home in the evening, cook dinner, put the kids doing homework, and go off to their college classes right on the community. Now, when we started out, everyone said, not going to happen. Dr. No was all over the moviescape. That was the largest one. So where was the first piece? Well, you can see it sits right next to the Orange County Convention Center. The land probably should have been $35 million of resort hotels. So it was convincing Universal that they needed to contribute something for $10 for 99 years to be a part of the solution path. And remember, part of the solution path for them was that they have 80,000 workers. And when you talk to the HR folks, not just at Universal, but at any corporation, and you say, what are the largest impediments to your growth and success? And they're going to tell you recruitment and retention. And within that recruitment and retention, what are the largest impediments? And they're going to tell you housing. More than a salary, it's housing, and housing that's convenient to where they're working. So we put it in the center of where 100,000 people are working. But the next item, we showed a site plan to Orange County government, and they said, there's no way we're allowing you to put that kind of density. Mayor, you've heard this before. And they said 50 units to the acre plus schools and healthcare facilities. And we also did a multimodal transport center so that no one would have to use their car to get to work. There's another element in it. And we showed Orange County Housing and Orange County staff a better way of doing something. We have 20 acres. 4 acres are dedicated to open space and no vehicular traffic throughout the community. Did we break ground? And I'll come back to it in a moment, but back in November, Tammy was with me when we put the shovel in the ground, and that was 2 years after we started planning this community. So that was a record time. And the other element was just a series of amenities throughout the community. Workspaces, play spaces, computer spaces, enough elements so that both the workforce community and the affordable community had pools, gyms, excuse me, and a variety of play spaces that they could use for a variety of activities. The other element was art, which is very important to all of us. So we went to the Orange County Public Schools, and we went to the University of Central Florida, and we said, let's sponsor some students in the art classes to bring public art in. And we ran competitions and got some of the most amazing public art that would be contributed by these folks, not only on a permanent basis, but on a rotating basis. So everything that we could touch within the community of Central Florida was brought into Catchlight. The pictures that you see and that were on the video, in fact, those are the reality of what we are building. But you know, one of the things that I say to folks is that in so many ways, Catchlight will allow the families who roll out the Orange County's welcome mat to the world to feel that warmth in their world. We don't need to wait for a ribbon cutting to learn some key lessons. The first, as Mayor James knows, public-private partnerships is the only way. Critical, critical, critical. And when businesses and government recognize share incentives, the potentials become real. You know, again, for major employers looking to recruit and train top talent, that means getting them to realize they've got to have a stake in this effort, and their role can be simply donating land that they have. And here it was Universal's land that provided the spark. Next time, Palm Beach County, a hospital system, the airport, a power company, the school system. All of these entities have excess land that they don't know necessarily what they're going to do for the next 50 years. We've got to go out and embrace them and say, come in and join us in this effort, which really is enhancing their own efforts for employees. Remember, a common cause changes thinking and takes us from admiring the problem to solving the problem. Now, another one is location, location, location. Every realtor, every developer, that's all we talk about. It's got to be the perfect location. As we told Universal, it's not location, it's finance. How do you bloody finance something like this? You know, Catchlight Crossings is $360 million. Universal said, here's the land, good luck, see you. You go find it. So I got out a very big tin cup, and I said, everyone that wants to take a ride on the Success bus has to buy a ticket. So the first place I went was to Tallahassee, and I went to Florida Housing, and I said, how much bonding money do you have? And they said, well, you know, we've got a little bit. And I said, well, if you take a little bit more, And then if we go to Orange County Housing Finance and we take a little bit from them, all of a sudden we've got a lot. And both of them said, well, we've never done this before. Very simple thing. We said, how about an interlocal agreement? How about a partnership? Just like what you've done here in Palm Beach County with your new bond initiative, Orange County put some money in. So I went down to the mayor of Orange County and I said, you want to ride the Success Bus? He said, absolutely. His chief of staff said, yeah, but we can't buy a ticket. I said, well, you came into office and you told me you were going to do 10,000 units in 5 years. So far, we've done 300. So what are we going to do here? Why don't you buy a ticket? And they finally joined in. The next stop was Wall Street. Wall Street has a lot of money for workforce housing, but they don't know how to put it into what we call affordable housing. They can't get the yields. So we had to sit down with several firms in New York and try to reimagine how they could take a yield, blend it with affordable housing, cut their yields a little bit to do some social good, because their boards and their stockholders, they think it's a good thing. Get it out of the real estate conferences and get it into the reality of putting money into a job. And Wall Street came along and said, yeah, we can do this. In all, we patched together 16 levels of financing. 16 levels to do this. The other component is we had 150 different individuals within Wendover and our associates working on this at 150 different tasks and items. Every time we turned the page, we found there was another stumbling block. There was an ad valorem tax issue. Tax assessor said, I really don't care about affordable housing, I care about collecting taxes. You want it changed? Go to Tallahassee. So we went back up to Tallahassee and we wrote a law along with getting money from the governor's office, and we put it into the Live Local Act. There's a little piece in there that says, if you take a nonprofit and you put a for-profit on top of it, you're exempt on that land from taxes. Tax assessor said, I'm not very happy with you. And I said, yeah, but I'm going to bring 1,000 families that are going to be extremely happy with us. So a lot of it had to do with constantly going back, and as we found different chapters of no, we got to the next chapter of, yeah, we can do this. We're just going to have to do it a little bit differently. We set up a separate group within Wendover to manage this process. We then went down to Orange County, and Mayor, you'll appreciate this. We asked him to take the permitting outside of the normal process, because we said if we did it in the normal process, 5 years from now, we'd still be permitting this bloody thing. And all of us have recognized this. Said, I need you to set up a task force to permit this one community. Never been done before, and we did it. The most interesting thing was to see county employees who had been there for decades looking at different departments and going, I've never met you before. You're electrical, I'm plumbing, I'm fire. What are you doing here? They all got together and they permitted this in a year and a half. Record time. Never done before. So again, we talk about partnerships strengthens the political will to get this done. The other thing that I said to Universal, and they said, well, why can't we get, what's the deal with affordable housing? And I said, well, it's two things. One, it's that old finance thing, because there just isn't enough money out there to do it. And the second is what I call the political weak knee. Every politician, I love you all, comes in, makes a prognostication, we're going to build more affordable housing. You put it on the agenda, 300 people show up to the meeting, whether it's the city council, or the county commission, and they're screaming, not here, not here, you're going to ruin my neighborhood. And the politicians just absolutely whittle away. And here we said to the politicians, have some strong knees, stiffen up, because at the end of the day, these are the same folks they're going to be asking to come in who need this housing. So a third point is that Catchlight isn't just about building a community, but really, we think it's setting a precedent. We're setting a standard of how leadership, vision, teamwork can confront and defeat the challenges preventing more dignified housing from all over the country. We think it's a national model for meeting a national need. And building that model meant breaking business as usual in so many ways. We had no choice but to learn as we went along. Was it worth it? Now that we've broken ground? Well, we think so. We're still not fully there yet, but in 15 months, we'll be welcoming our first resident. And the fourth lesson I learned was from a dear friend and mentor. We talk about a Baptist preacher, but there's a great preacher in Orlando named Reverend Joel Hunter, and some of you may know him. And he gave the invocation at Catchlight's groundbreaking back in November. And Joel said, remember that dignified housing isn't a Republican or Democratic issue. It's a human right, one we are uniquely positioned to advance. And the first step to making this the norm is making it not the exception. And so what did we learn from this? Tim and Jack asked me, said, what were the lessons learned? And trying to scale it back to a few pieces. One is vision. Think outside the box. Change the ways of doing things, because the ways that we've been doing it are obviously not successful because we're not meeting the growing need. The next one is do it in scale, and don't be afraid of scale, because when you do it in scale, you can provide all these services, daycare, healthcare, university work, transportation, partnerships, get the corporation, get the public and private partnerships going. And then the last one is that movie, Dr. No, that's not in the vocabulary. Get to yes. And so I say thank you. All of you, get to yes. Yes.
You're getting a standing ovation. He was great. So some of you wrote in questions. I'm gonna put you on the spot because you haven't seen these.
No, I have not.
Yeah, okay, good. All right, so how did you do it? You mentioned how you managed to shepherd local and state funding agencies to come together and catch light versus running their own funding cycles for affordable housing in their respective silos. How'd you do it?
Well, we presented to each of them that this is a new concept, and I won't call it shaming it, but I call it not taking no for the answer. Because every time we went to somewhere, we went to Tallahassee, we said we need $25 million for the ticket for your bus. And they said, we don't have $25 million. And I said, you just got $2 billion in federal money. Certainly you can find $25 million. Well, I went up to Tallahassee 20 times. 20 times. Kept ringing the tin cup. And finally, we got together with Senator Pasadoma and the governor's office, and they said, what if we create a special fund and we can give you some money out of that fund? And we said, that's perfect. We then went to the head of the bonding agency for all of Florida, and I said, can you create a special fund just to do affordable workforce housing that's separate than what you're giving out to the counties? They said, absolutely not, no way. So we went to Florida Housing. We said, we need $100 million of bond money. I said, impossible. I said, well, what if you took $50 million? And what if you gave it out over 3 years? Now you're only giving us $17 million. Oh, $17 million, we can give you $17 million. And it was just breaking things down to its most simplistic component and showing people how they could be part of the solution and bringing them along and getting them excited that this is what they could do.
It's almost like you're saying perseverance. You don't give up, right?
20 times to Tallahassee.
That's a lot. Plus, you're almost convincing them you do want to help. You want to help. Okay. The next question is, what advice would you give for us here in Palm Beach County to get municipalities, county, state, and even federal funders to align their approaches?
Well, it always starts off with a piece of land. I think we all know that. So we now unified need to reach out. This room needs to reach out to the major employer bases. Go to the hospital systems. Let's go to the airport. Let's go to the school district. Let's go to other companies that have major employee bases and we know that have parcels of land and say, join us in this endeavor. And then once we do that, we've got to, as a county, come back and bring those financial resources. So we've got scattered money throughout different cities. We've got the bonding component. We need to bring those items up and layer that up. And so that we're doing this together to bring something of size and significance.
How do you handle, what is it feasible on smaller parcels, redevelopment properties versus large tracts of land?
Well, it's all possible. Everyone always says, well, what about this idea? Well, when it comes to affordable and workforce housing, I don't think there's a bad idea out there. And as everybody has shown here today, whether it's Habitat, whether it's doing a few homes, whether it's doing 600 new apartments in Palm Beach, in West Palm Beach, every one of those pieces is cumulative to solving the problem. But what one misses in the larger scale opportunity is the ability to bring all the services together for the people. And that's the one difference. And I think we need to be doing both is the real answer. Doing everything from 2 houses to 100 apartments. But at the same time, we need to look at a larger endeavor in the county so we can be bringing those wraparound services to people.
I have one more question. This is just my question. I would love to do a story on something like that. It's just phenomenal. But I'm wondering, when you have that many people all in that one area, what happens with police, fire? Is there a fire department or a police department very close by? How does that work?
So we went to the police, we went to the fire folks. And, you know, the element, all of us have seen this bias and this bigotry. Boy, if you bring affordable housing in, you're going to be bringing in crime and the elements. And I think all of us in this room know that that's just simply not a reality. Now, fortunately, there is an outdated substation for the police just a block away. There is a fire station that's down the road. There's school capacity. But we went to the next step further in thinking ahead, which is right across the street, there's extra land. And so we went to folks, including Brightline, and said, hey folks, you want to build a next stop on the Brightline station, take it from the Orlando airport, let's put it across the street because it's next to the convention center. Makes great sense. Disney wasn't happy with us when we said that at first because they wanted to go from the airport to Disney. So get to Disney hotels, forget everybody else. But right now we're working with Brightline and the Department of Transportation. And then we went to the police and fire department and said, how about in this new section where we're going to build another 1,000 units of affordable workforce housing units, why don't we put the new fire station there? Why don't we put a new police substation there and we'll build it right into the community? And folks said, well, how can you put a fire station underneath affordable housing? And I said, done every day. Look around the country. Go to Alexandria, Virginia. They did it 20 years ago. Remember, the fire chief doesn't turn on the engine the second he's inside. He doesn't want to hear it himself. He waits to get down the block before he turns it on. So we went out to all of the various constituencies and met with them, brought them in as partners, and said, what do you need? What would you like to see in this community? And they gave us their thoughts and ideas so that we can include them in the community.
If we could have another round of applause for Mr. Wolf, that's great.
Thank you.
You've been wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I know some of you will probably stop him on the way out to thank him. Sorry. I don't want to hold on to your notes. You need those. Okay, we're going to have Kay Cotner come on up with the closing remarks. Boy, so knowledgeable. I love it. I love that what he's sharing. Okay, there you are.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for sharing just your journey, right, about Catchlight and really inspiring us about how we might be able to apply some of those things here in Palm Beach County as we look forward to the future. And some of the other things I've heard today from some of the winners is affordable housing and workforce housing is a team sport. And this team, it's not just one that admires the problem, but it is actually trying to solve the problem. So I want to do a little exercise before we leave. Look to your left and look to your right. You are a room full of community leaders and workforce and affordable housing leaders. We make a difference every day in this space. You individually and collectively make a difference. This is changing lives of people today, and there are so many more that are waiting for us to change their lives. So please get creative, think outside the box, work together, and let's meet back here next year and let's give out some more awards of all the great things that are going to be happening here in Palm Beach County. Thank you.